Hello everyone, this is Gigi from Kauai Community College. In this video, we are going to learn how to multiply decimals. Okay, so decimal multiplication, that's what we are in for. All right, so remember what multiplication is. Repeated addition, right? So 5 times 3, as we have learned before, it would be 5 groups of 3. And we can visualize that by 1 group, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 groups of 3. And then we would go and count them. However, we can count them. In this case, we could count them using skip count. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. And that is how we begin multiplication. Then we think about it as an array model and think about the any order property. Okay, so that would be the same. 5 rows of 3 is the same as 3 rows of 5, right? And then we think about the area of a rectangle, multiplication as an area of a rectangle. So 3 times 5 can be seen as the area of a rectangle that is 3 by 5. So, and you know, 3, 5, 5, 5 by 3, the area is the same, so we have the any order property for multiplication. And then we develop the idea of the area model, right? Now that you are talking about area, we develop the idea of the area model. For example, 34 times 27. That would be 30 plus 4 in expanded form multiplied by 20 plus 7. And then we collected the area of the big rectangle is the sum of 4 subrectangles. And that is how we do the area model for multiplication. Okay, so what if we have decimals? How does that work? Exactly the same way. For example, if you have 3 times 42.54, well, that would be 3 groups of 42.54. So let's just go ahead and put the decimal up. 42.54 is 4 tens, 2 ones, 5 tenths, and 4 hundredths. And then what are we doing? We are visualizing 3 groups of that. So that's one more. So that would be 2 groups of that. And then 3 groups of that. And then we're going to go and count, right? We're going to go and count them. Well, how do we count? In base 10, that's the bond and move game. It takes 10 to bond and move. So these 10s right here move up, and we have 2 in that place value. And then these 10 move up. We have 6 in that place value. And then we have 7. Ooh, I see a 10 that move up. And I have 1 in the 100th place, 2 in the tens, and then 100. Now, where did the decimal go? As we know, the decimal point is in between the whole number and the fractional numbers there, the tenth and the hundredths, right? So things that are less than 1, things that are greater than 1. So we have our answer to be 127.62. Same as before, 3 times something is 3 groups of that. Display the 3 groups and then count them. How do we count? Make 10. Bond and move. Okay. Now, let's look at it as an area model. Area of a rectangle, multiplication problem. We have the height being 3 right there, and the length there being 42.54. In expanded form, that would be 40 plus 2 plus 5 tenths plus 4 hundredths. Then we are looking for the area of each sub-rectangle. Okay, so 3 times 40 is 120. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 5/10, 3 groups of 5 is 15. So 3 groups of 5/10 is 15/10. 3 groups of 400 is 1200. Then we're going to go and count them. Okay, how do we count? Make groups of 10 to move on, right? Bond and move. So this 12 right here has a 10 and a 2. 10 will move up to give it one more. So now we have 120 plus 6 plus 16/10 and 200. Then here, the 16/10 has a 10 and a 6, right? 16 is 10 and 6. This 10 right here move up to have one whole. So really, we have 120 plus 7 plus 6/10 plus 200. So altogether, we would have 127.62 because the decimal place goes right here where the right after the ones place. Okay, so that is the area model for multiplication. You might be wondering, that's kind of easy because you're multiplying by a whole number. Or what if you are multiplying by a decimal by a decimal? No problem. Area model still works. Just a little bit more involved. So, area, on the height, I have 3.6, which means 3 ones and 6/10. On the length, I have 40 plus 2 plus 5/10 plus 400, just like before. Then we're going to go and find the area of each one of them. And then we are going to add them together. Okay? Now, I'm going to see that this is 126, right? 126 altogether. This right here is 24. Okay? So I have 126 plus 24. I have 126 plus 24 plus all of these other ones. And so I'm going to take a look and I'm going to, hey, let's write it down like this. And you might be thinking, oh my goodness, that's a lot of writing, right? So here's the explanation. 240 divided by 10 is 24. Now, 10/10 is going to make a 1. So this right here is going to be 1 whole and 5/10. This right here is going to be 1 whole and 2/10. This right here is going to be split into 1/10 and 200. And then this right here is going to just be 3/10. And this right here is going to be 4,000th in the thousand place. And then it takes 10 to move on. So 20,000 is going to be 200th, right? So that's how things are getting shifted if we were to write it down. And then we'll add them all up, right? We'll add them all up. And here is 1, here is 2, and all of that is 150. So we have 152. And then all of these decimal right here. And that really means 153.1/10, 400, and 4,000. So that's a lot of writing, and it looks really complicated, right? Because it's just so much writing. Not that it actually is hard. The process is the same, the bond and move process. So what if we put this in a place value chart so that we can have a way of visually displaying the information so it's not seeming so hard. Okay, so 120 plus 6, I would say 126. So that would be 100, 210, and then 6, right? And then this right here is going to be, as we said earlier, 240 divided by 10 is 24. So I have 210 and 4 ones. Okay, this right here is going to be 10 tenth and 5 tenth. 10 tenth is going to be 1 whole and then 5 tenth. Again, this right here is going to be 10 and 2, right? So that would be 1 whole and 2 tenth. So we're just doing some accounting here, okay? And then this right here is going to be 10 hundredth and 200th. 200th is going to stay here, but 10 hundredth get moved up to be 1 tenth. And then 30 over 100 really is just 3 tenth. And 3 tenth is going to be right here. And then this one right here is 20,000 and 4,000, right? The 4,000 is going to stay and the 20,000 is going to move up to the next place value. So I have 2, 4 right there. So what are we going to do after that? We're going to go ahead and count them and make 10. Take 10 to move up, right? So this right here is 4. This right here is 4. I have 5, 2, 3. That's a 10. That would move up to here. And so that's gone. And I have 1 right here. And again, remember the decimal place is here. So that decimal place must be right there. 10. Move up. I have 3 left. And then 5 and 1. So that is so visual, and it may make it look a little bit less complicated than it was earlier if we had just written them down and thought about it symbolically, right? Okay, let's try another one. The area model for that. Okay. Wait, you would be thinking, isn't that the same problem? Yes, it's the same problem. Let's take a look at it another way. Instead of written out this whole expanded form, what if we thought of that as a 42 plus some? Would that be simpler? Well, right? Depends on what your background knowledge is in multiplication. If you can multiply by 42 with no problem, then that's all right to do so. Otherwise, you break it down to 40 and then 2 because those are easier to multiply. So if you did think of it as 42 and some, you would multiply and that would be 126. And then this would actually be 252 tenths, because 6 times 42 is 252. And then we would place them in the place value chart, and we would go ahead and calculate them all over again, and we would get the same answer. Okay, that is another way of taking a look at it. If the numbers are easy enough to combine without having to write out the whole expanded form, you can shorten that with the whole number greater than 1 and then one that is less than 1, the decimal part. Okay, so we're not going to do that. I'm going to let you finish that table right there. Give it a try on your own and see if you can get the same answer as previously had. Okay, pause the video now. I want you to go ahead and do the area model for this one and really try to complete the problem on your own before you unpause the video to look. Okay, so seriously, pause the video, try it on your own. Once you have done that, here's how we would set up. we would go and calculate the area for each one of these sub-rectangles. That's what we would have. And then we would pull in our place value chart and count for them, right? So here, let's do some accounting here. Check and balances, transfer what's on that area model to the place value chart. A 10 is 1/10. Oh, don't forget the decimal point. A 10 is 1/10. So that's 1 right there, one group of 10. 4/10, right? So that's this. Next we have that's 4/10. And then 800. So we have that. In the second row there, we have 30/10. 30/10 really is just 30 divided by 10 is just 3. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 3 right there. Okay. And then 1200 is going to be the 10 and 2, right? It takes 10 to move up. So I have 1/10 and 200. And then the next, similarly, the next one, you would have 20 and 4. So the 4 is going to be in the 1,000, and the 20 is going to have 2 dots in the next place value, which is 200, right? So 20,000 is 200. Similarly, I'm going to go ahead and put 15 for this in the 110 and 500. And then 6,000 is here. And then 10,000 is going to be 1 in the higher place value and 2 in the 10,000. And then we go ahead and do the bond and move game, right? Take 10 to move up. Take 10 to move up. There is no more 10, so my game is over. I'm going to go ahead and record what I have. The decimal places right here. We have 110, 3 ones, or we would say 13.7812. And that is our answer. Okay, so if you put this in ChatGPT and ask, how do I multiply decimals? ChatGPT tells you this. Ignore the decimal, count how many to the right, and then put the decimal back. If you were to do that, do you really understand the mathematics behind this so-called clean rule? Is that our job as a teacher? Or is our job to have students think mathematically? That's a pretty big question, isn't it? And this is how the math plays out.